Hello, how are you doing? Good afternoon if you are watching in Central Time, or good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Thanks for joining me live for I'd Rather Go Blind. So if you saw in my previous YouTube post, on my latest YouTube post, what I did is I posted the play along, the guitar play along for I'd Rather Go Blind. And then right now we are going to learn how to play that song. So that's really exciting. Thanks for joining me live. And then something I want to direct you to is the description box below. I have something free for you, and it looks like this. So what I did is that I made just like a very short little thing right here where it shows you the chord diagram and then also the finger picking pattern of what strings I'm actually picking for the finger picking pattern, the rhythm, and then also just the chord order, or just how many counts per chord I'm going to be playing the finger picking pattern. So that is free. Hey, Larry, how's it going? Thanks for joining me. And so this is the guitar lesson today, and the ukulele lesson will be on Thursday. Yes, I'll post the, I said post. I will post the play along for the ukulele version of I'd Rather Go Blind by Etta James on Wednesday, and then we'll have a similar chart like this for the ukulele on Thursday. Okay, so if you want the chart that has the lyrics and then also the finger picking pattern, like the whole thing already tabbed out for you and written in this kind of notation right here with the tabs, visit my Patreon page, and it's www.patreon. I'm going to put that in the chat. .com/one music school. That is my Patreon right there. So yay, let me grab my guitar. Oh, Larry, you're awesome. I'm so excited. Hi, Mel. How you doing? Yay. House of the Rising Sun. Oh, yes. So for a guitar or ukulele? They did one for the ukulele, but are you thinking about guitar? Yeah. So that one is on my list. I have a lot of things on my list. But we just do what we can here, you know? Yay. So exciting. So grab your guitars, and then if you can print off this free chart, it is going to be in the description box below, and it's the very first link. So this part is free, so you can follow along with me, the chord diagrams and everything, or just pull it up on your phone, on your tablet, whatever you're watching on. So that's good. Do you know the song When I'm 64? I have the sheet music to my right on my bookshelf. Yes, but I do know the song. I think it's very cute. Okay, so hey, thumbs up, yay! All right, if you're also here in the live, then please go ahead and say hi. Say hi to the people around you and say hi to me. I would love to say hello to you too. So I'm going to just bring this down just a little bit so that you can see my guitar. And there we go. So first of all, if you have the diagram, let's go over the chords. So I think it's really important to be able to, oh, thank you, Akash. Thank you so much. You're very nice. Thanks for being here. If you look at the chord diagram right here, I have two chords. So I'd Rather Go Blind is only 2 chords long. And whenever you're going over something, especially finger picking, just note that most of the time, the finger picking revolves around the chords. So what we're going to do is first we have the A chord. You're going to take fingers 1, 2, and 3 on your chording hand like this. This is the way I like to play my A. And I'm going to place them on the 2nd fret of the D, G, and the B strings like this. I like to take my thumb, curl it over my guitar, and then I'm going to mute this E string right here. You can either avoid it, that's fine. I like to take my thumb and just mute the string so that I don't have to worry about it. Okay, now you could also play your A this way, bar it this way, or do a double up where you push down on these 2 strings with your index finger, lay it kind of like across, kind of at an angle, and then the middle finger is going to be in charge of the B string. You may have trouble with that thumb curling over, but that's just an option because some people don't like this one. Now we're going to move on to a B minor. Now, when you see the chord diagram, you look at that, it indicates that long, thick line laying across the 2nd fret. That indicates a bar chord. But I'm going to show you a little trick with this. I would say that when you have a bar chord, you're really not barring the entire fret. And here's why. It looks like this, and most people think, oh no, 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 no. Bar chords, peace out, Cub Scout, I'm done. But I'm here to tell you that it's not as scary as you think it is. So we're going to build this chord one finger and one string at a time. So then what I want you to do is take your index finger and I want you to place it on the second fret of the A string. Now you're going to take your ring finger and place that on the fourth fret of the D string and your pinky underneath it on the fourth fret of the G string. Now your middle finger is going to be on the third fret of the B string. I am not barring yet. If I turn at an angle, do you see there's space right here? I'm not barring yet. Okay? So if I were to pluck the A string, D string, G string, and the B string, I would still have my B minor. But the diagram says that this E string also needs to be covered by the second fret. Take this portion of your finger, think of the base of your index finger, and then I want you to bring your elbow back a little bit. Rock the finger back. So now that E string is now sounding. Do you see that? Like that. So I am not squeezing for dear life across the second fret. Think about it that way, because there are certain strings where, yes, your index finger is in contact with that second fret, but your B minor chord, it doesn't have to be as scary where you just think like, ah, da, da, da. Ah. That's how most people learn the B minor, and I think maybe that's something that you've maybe had experience with, but give it a try. And you have build it one finger at a time. Second fret, fourth fret, fourth fret. May take a little time to get the stretch, but the more you do it, the easier it becomes. Middle finger, and then rock that index finger back so that that E string is in contact with the second fret, like that. Here, give me a second. I'm getting a little feedback from my amp. Wonder if I turn it down a little bit. Oh, I know what's going on. Okay. Hold, please. There we go. I'm going to turn off the reverb. There we go. Ooh, that's way better. I just heard a shh, and that bothers me a lot. So I'm going to do, there we go. That's much, much better. So thumbs up if you're following me here. So first we have that A chord, and then we have that B minor chord. But remember, it's not like a full bar chord. Think about building that chord one finger at a time. Okay? Now, hey, thanks, Larry. Thanks for the feedback. Lets me know how you're doing. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I just want you to cover your strings. So we covered the chords. Now we're going to cover the finger picking pattern, but we're not going to put it together yet. I like to focus on one thing at a time. So cover your strings just to mute them. You should like that. So what you're going to do is that your thumb is going to pluck the A string first, and then your index finger, it's going to pluck. It's going to pluck had to remember. So my thumb is going to pluck the A string, and then I'm going to pluck the D string, and then the G string. So I had to remember how to do it. Or did I do it this way? Yeah, that's what I did. Okay, so the picking pattern right here, I'm going to replace that because it needs to be plucking the A string first. And then my index finger is going to pluck the G string, and then my middle finger will pluck the B string. So my thumb is going to rest on top of the string, and then you're going to push down on the string. Do you see that? Until it gives way. Like that. Then your index finger is going to be hooked underneath that G string, and then also the middle finger of the B string. So you're thinking pluck down, pluck up, pluck up. But you see how my fingers do the work? It's not my wrist, so it's pluck down. Index finger kind of gives me like a come here, like, hey, come here, like that. Thumb, index, middle, and then you're going to strum all of your strings like that. So I have thumb, index, middle, strum. So let's try that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thumb, index, middle, strum. 2. Thumb, index, middle, strum. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Now we're going to add the chords. Let's try an A. So now that we have our chording hand established and we have our picking hand established, now we're going to add it all together. So the magic happens when you just hold the chord and then your picking hand can do the work. If you're having trouble and this is kind of like your first time finger picking or you're a beginner to finger picking, take this portion of your palm right here and I want you to rest it back here toward your bridge because then it serves as an anchor when you're finger picking. Because then I think a lot of cognitive energy is wasted, or it just takes a lot of mental energy to figure out the spatial awareness of your strings, right? I know that was me when I first started. And so then if I take this and I anchor my palm and I put it back here, that helps. And if the tension of the strings is just a little too much, bring it toward the middle or the sound hole, and then take your pinky and just lightly place it on top of the guitar. And if you have a pick guard, place it there. My pinky is still touching the top of the guitar, and it serves as an anchor so you don't feel like your fingers are floating around in no man's land, right? All right. So then first we have, love you too, Mel. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for being here. So we have thumb, index, middle, and then strum. 2, 3. I'm sorry, it's supposed to be 4, 5, 6. Here we go. Thumb, index, middle, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Now there's some magic happening with after the strumming, and it sounds like this, like that. So what's happening there? I'm muting the strings right after I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's a staccato note, and so a staccato note is when there's a crisp stop in the music. And the more space you have with music, it's not about just playing all the way through. Space is a great way to add dynamic and interest. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when I strum down, I'm actually touching the strings. I mute them and I stop them from vibrating. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then if you want more of a percussive, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right after I mute, I actually use this portion of my palm right here, the blade of my hand. I also like to call it something very technical. I call it the squishy part. So you take the squishy part of your hand and you're going to, right as you strum, you're going to let that portion touch your strings to give it a do boo da bra, do boo da bra, do boo da bra, do boo da bra. Yeah, do you hear that? That's a very technical term, by the way. Do boo da bra. Yes. Yeah? Cool. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to turn this down just a touch right there. We're going to go to the B minor. Now, remember what I said before at the beginning of the lesson of the B minor? It is not a full bar chord. Most bar chords, you're not squeezing down across the entire fret and holding it for dear life. Remember the points of contact with your finger that they have the points of contact to the string where your finger is in contact with the string, okay? So we have 2, 4, 4, 3, and then rock this finger back, kind of bring your elbow just back just a little bit, not too much. You don't want it up here. That's uncomfortable. So you want to bring it like this so that this portion of your finger is in contact with that E string. And then each finger is in charge of a string per se. Now with my index finger, the tip of my index finger is just scooched up just a little bit so it's lightly touching that E string so I can strum and not have to worry about that E string ringing out, okay? There you go. Just want to make sure it's loud enough. Same finger picking pattern. My thumb is going to pluck the A string, my index finger the G string, and then my middle finger the B string. 1, 2, 3, strum. 1, 2, 3, strum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to add that muting magic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah? Do you notice how my strum is very close in proximity to the guitar? It is not a full-on strum. I'm keeping it pretty tight. You know, ukulele players, they know this, where they you can mute and strum, and you just have like a small range of motion when you're strumming. Like that. All right. So let's try that with the A chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. B minor twice more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, if you look at the chart that is free right here, and I'm going to fix this finger picking part right here because the strings indicated where it's picking. I'll change that a little bit after the live, and then you'll have the corrected one. But look right here, and it says chord counts. We have A for 2 measures, so we have 6, 8. So this is going to be 6 counts, 6 counts, and then B minor, 6 counts, 6 counts. And then we have B minor, 6 counts right there. And then A, 6 counts, 6 counts. So 6 counts is equal to 1 measure. 1 measure of A, 2 measures of A at the very beginning, 2 measures of A, then 2 measures of B minor, and then 2 measures of B minor, and then 2 measures of A. So I broke it up like this, so it just visually, it was a lot easier to look at than just have one big line like that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Switch to the B minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stick with that B minor for 2 more measures. And then we go back to an A for 2 measures. And that is the entire song. Yeah? So let's try that. We have A. Here we go. Let's just do the best we can, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. B minor. 5, 6. 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here comes the A. Yeah. 6, 5, 6. And that's the whole thing. Okay, ready? Let's try that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Someone told me it was over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When I saw you and her talking. 2, 3. Something deep down said in my soul, cry, girl. 2, 3, 4. When I saw you and her walking out. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah? And it goes into the I'd rather go blind, boy, and to see you walk away from me. So that's the entire song, that entire song structure. 2 measures of A, 4 measures of B minor, 2 measures of A. So, yeah, that's it. And just adding that mute really adds a lot. And that pattern can be used for so many different songs in 6/8, or you could use, or just that technique for 4/4. So if you had something in 4/4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You're gonna have that. Adding that mute in between is really, it's just a fun way to break things up and make things interesting. Okay. All right, that is the entire song. If you want to play along, I have the play along that is free on YouTube, and then the chords and the lyrics are actually above it. Not the diagram, but the chord name above it, so you can see how everything fits together. If you're interested in lessons like this, or more lessons like this, where I go live pretty regularly, you can join my Patreon page. That's what I do. I have this style of lesson a lot with my Patreon patrons, but except I do it on a private Zoom link. And then what we're able to do is that we're able to chat beforehand. I say, hey, how you doing? And then you can also ask me questions face to face, and or you can actually even show me your instrument, like, hey, I'm having trouble with that B minor chord. Can you give me a couple of tips like that? Live on YouTube is awesome because I'm able to see some familiar names, and some of you have your familiar faces. I can see what you have for like an icon photo, is maybe what it's called. But when you have Zoom, when you're able to look, when I'm able to, see you face to face, and then you can ask me different questions face to face, it really just helps. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just need a couple of pointers to help you flourish. And sometimes we don't realize that we're doing things as far as technique wise, or maybe practice wise, that you just need a couple little tweaks here and there. And then those things are the things that make all the difference when you're learning a song or just playing in general. So again, my Patreon is, I'm going to link that in the description box below after this live stream goes live and is ready for the public, but it's also in the chat. So it's www.patreon.com/One Music School, and you can find the tablature for the guitar solo as well as the mini lesson. So let me see if I can find it here. So if you heard in the track, you heard a solo. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. That part right there, I teach that on Patreon. So that should be up and running probably in about 8 minutes after this live is done. So yeah, do you have any questions for me in the chat? Hi, Susan. Thank you so much for being here. I'm actually done with the live stream, but you will be able to come back and watch the lesson like probably in about an hour or so once it's done. So yeah, that's good. So that's good. Yay! Yeah. Sorry, Susan. But here, Susan, if you're looking for something in the description box below, I have a free like mini chart. So I have the chord counts, I have the chord diagrams that you can print this off and follow along. And then the picking rhythm, I need to change it a little bit because I realized I made a mistake, but it's going to be there, the corrected version. So that's going to be free. Right after I leave this, then I'm going to correct that chart and we'll fix that. Yeah. That's good. Yay! Yes, the cheater version of B minor. Then I would say it's I actually in the lesson I go over B minor pretty extensively of like, hey, guess what? It's not a full bar chord. I'm going to give you a bunch of tips that hopefully will help you. Yeah. So hopefully it sheds some new light on bar chords because I know a lot of my students they struggle with bar chords at first, or they're just really intimidating. I know for me, it took me because I self-taught myself my bar chords, first started guitar. I would just squeeze for dear life on the fretboard and hope for the best, and it sounded like this. So now I teach my students a little bit of a way to be able to navigate through those things so it's not as hard. So Neil, hey Neil, how's it going? He's a private lesson student of mine. Yay! So it says, Katie, can you do the muting same way on the acoustic guitar as an electric? Yes, you can. It's going to sound a little different. Because the tension is different and I'm amplified right now. But if it were on the acoustic, you're going to hear I don't know if I can have an acoustic. I have my ukulele here, so you can hear more so what it would sound like on an acoustic instrument. So you have the, you're going to hear more of the strings hitting, your fingers hitting the strings rather than maybe more so of the notes ringing out on the electric guitar. It could feel a little different. You may have to pick a little bit more than you would with an electric because of the tension difference, but that should pretty much sound the same. So it's good. I have a 6-string and a 12-string guitar now, along with ukulele. So oh, that's so sweet. Hey, you're so sweet. Oh my goodness. Yeah, 12-string guitars are really fun, especially when finger picking. I don't know if you've ever tried to finger pick a 12-string guitar. But for me, you kind of thinking about like proximity of strings because you have 6 strings, tuned to E, A, D, G, B, and E, but then you add more strings on it. And they're like, some of them are doubled and some of them are octave strings. And so then you get like a really full, rich, like high, low. And so then when you're finger picking, you have to think about more of proximity of your fingers. And if you pick something that is the lower string or the higher string, it's it's just a little different. Just a little, that's what I found. It's been a while since I played a 12-string. So yay, thanks Neil. Thanks for being here. Yay. You're learning finger picking technique on the 12-string right now. Yay. You joined a Facebook group that's helping you. Oh, that's great. That's awesome. Isn't that awesome that there are so many online resources that it's really fun to be able to just have access to so much. Sometimes I also find that really overwhelming too. You're like, where do I start? I don't know what to do. But yeah, that can be a lot. Yay. So I first learned how during the pandemic too. Yay. Yay. Yeah, that's really fun. It's just like it's at your fingertips, literally. That's really fun. Yeah. Well, if you're watching this also in the, let me see if I can find it here. I'm going to look at this. Here we go. All right, yep, I'm going to put this in the chat too. Because I know some people that are watching, they're like, you know what, if you would like just a place to start with the guitar and you don't know where to start and you're like, I don't know if private lessons are for me yet. I do have a guitar course that I made on Kajabi. And that is an online course where it goes through the very basics of the guitar, but it does things in such a way where it has a really good firm foundation because finger picking is great. But if you're struggling with finger picking, but you notice that your chords and your chording hand is not very strong, finger picking it could be, I'm not saying it will be, but it could be a struggle. But I noticed that when my students have a strong chording hand and they understand their chords very well, then finger picking comes a lot easier. So a lot more easily, I should say. So I have that link right here. It's in the chat, and it's my guitar course, learning the fun, the fast, and the stress-free way. And something that's different about this guitar course that I really wanted to try and emphasize is that each song has 2 to 3 different levels. So first we just start off on the chord. Oh, thumbs up, yay. First we just start off on learning the chord, like a 1-chord song, and then we strum quarter notes. That's it. The second level is an 8th note strumming pattern or a different strumming pattern. And sometimes there's a third level with a more advanced strumming pattern. So you're learning the same song essentially, or using the same song, but learning different concepts within that song. Because sometimes I feel like, hey, Abigail, thank you so much for being here. Sometimes when it comes to learning an instrument or learning on YouTube, it's like, okay, here are the chords, here's the strumming pattern, try to put it all together. And maybe you just need something a little more simple first before you move on to that strumming pattern. And so with that course, what I've done is I've laid it out in such a way where, yes, we have learned the very basics, and then you can move on to level 2. And then if there's a level 3, you move on to level 3. Yeah. So and it's all in one spot too. Sometimes I feel like YouTube can be really overwhelming where, sometimes I make a YouTube series on things and sometimes it can whisk you away to a different video and you're like, but wait, where'd video number 7 go? Then you got to go find playlists, things like that. But YouTube is a wonderful resource, but sometimes it can be overwhelming. I know for me, sometimes it is too. So much good information out there. All right. Well, I am going to go and thank you so much for joining me live. And I really appreciate all of you for being here. And for those that couldn't join live, thank you so much for watching afterwards. And I hope you enjoy it. Yay. Oh, I'm so glad that you like it, Abigail. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I'm thrilled. Sometimes um, I don't know. Um, it, Here, how should I say this? When I put out a video, I'm hoping that it serves people and I'm hoping that it encourages people. And I hope that people take that information and they're able to learn something and that it brings joy to their lives. So thank you for that encouragement. It's really nice to hear feedback like that. Yay. Thanks, Neil. Hey, thank you, Susan. I really appreciate all of you. I'm just beyond grateful. So thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. And remember, you are loved. Bye.